Today is Wednesday, August 14th, and I'm just wondering what we learned from that Cowboys' first exhibition game.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
What do you want from your favorite restaurant? Fantastic personal service, a cheery, welcoming, spotless atmosphere, and great food. The primest of beef, wagyu and lamb, incredibly fresh seafood, lobster, salmon, shrimp. Hall of Fame food from a Hall of Fame restaurant. 2 locations of Bob's Steak and Chop House. The original Bob's on Lemon Avenue and the gorgeous new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney. Mary and I are Crest Cadillac people. For what, about 15 years now?
That's about right. Crest Cadillac XT4. Perfect size, perfect ride for us.
Crest Cadillac at 121 on the Tollway in Frisco now has terrific offers on the Cadillac LYRIQ and the soon-to-be-available all-electric Escalade. GM Mike Brusen's team is fantastic to work with, so join Mary and me as
Crest Cadillac people.
We'll get to the Cowboys talk in just a moment. College football season begins the last weekend in August, and the picks of the poll are back. For more than 40 years, I've been putting out my picks on radio and now on email. We have a solid record over the years. Last year, we started slowly the first 2 weeks, then ripped off 10 winning weeks in the next 12. They're available by email to you, and it's simple to sign up. The price? A very meager $125 for the entire season, all the way through the Super Bowl. How do you sign up? That's really easy. You go to this website, justwonderingpodcast.com/picks. justwonderingpodcast.com/picks. Sign up, and every Friday about noon, the picks will be delivered to you by email. Now on to Cowboy football. What to make of the Cowboys' 13-12 loss to the Rams in the first game of the exhibition season? Well, the game means nothing. The score means nothing. The Cowboys have lost their first exhibition game 7 years in a row now. But given the fact that the Cowboys are so thin at some positions this year, we're looking at these games to find people who can make the depth of this team better. The number one question, not the number one need, the number one question revolves around quarterback Trey Lance. Number one, can he unseat Cooper Rush for the backup job? And number two, does this third pick in the first round of the 49ers a few years ago look like he has a real future as an NFL starter? The answers to those two questions are no and no. Oh, Lance can run around a bit, but as a passer, he looked average or below average. For the game, 25 of 41 for 188 yards which is a meager 4.5 yards per attempt. A lot of his passes were too high, and a huge percentage of them were simply dump-offs on short routes. And he missed a wide-open Jalen Cropper in the end zone for what could have been the only Cowboy touchdown of the game. But we must remember, we have in these games second and third and fourth stringers playing against second and third and fourth stringers. Now on to the next position of need on the Cowboys, running back. The first game changed nothing there. The Cowboys still are in real need of a number one running back. Watch for a possible deal at this position. Next, let's go to the position of biggest apparent need on this team, defensive line. Right now, the starters are DeMarcus Lawrence at one end, Odigizua and Mozzie Smith in the middle, and rookie Marshawn Kneeland at the other end. He was going to be a backup until starter Sam Williams blew out his knee. That's Mozzie at defensive tackle, lining up to the raw rookie Marshawn Kneeland. That's scary enough, but it's real scary as you look at the backups here. There's defensive end, defensive tackle Chauncey Golston. He's okay. There's defensive end Viliami Fehoko. He was the fourth pick in the draft last year and never set foot on the field during the season. And then there's defensive tackle Carl Davis, defensive end Al-Quadin Muhammad, and defensive end Shaka Toney. All these three people were signed off the street, the last two of them only last week after Sam Williams went down. Consider the talent of a person still not in camp with anybody. There are 32 teams in the NFL. They can carry 90 players in camp. That's 2,880 players. And these players were still available on the street. That's a bit scary. Really expect a deal here. This position and its depths are frightening. Next, let's go to offensive line. Third-round pick Connor Beebe was supposed to come in and be the starting center here. But Brock Hoffman doesn't want to give up that job. So the Cowboys against the Rams worked Connor Beebe at both center and guard. And, by the way, in that game, he got the most snaps of any Cowboy offensive lineman. The Cowboys at the offensive line are okay. If right tackle Terrence Steele bounces back and has a good year. Steele was not very good last year. If rookie Tyler Guyton can step in and play solid left tackle. If Hoffman or Beebe can give the Cowboys a center as good as the departed Tyler Biadasz. But an injury at this position could really disrupt things. Now, to wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb's now in his 29th day of holding out for a new contract. And there are only 25 days left until the season starts. Without Lamb, the Cowboys are in real trouble. With Lamb, they could still be in trouble. The number 2 man, Brandon Cooks, is solid for a second receiver. Jalen Tolbert and gadget player Kevontae Turpin right now are the numbers 3 and 4 receivers. That can make you feel a little shaky. And last year's 7th round draft choice, Jalen Brooks, appears to have the number 5 job right now. An injury at this position, especially to those at the top of the depth chart, man, that could be really disruptive. Now at linebacker, cornerback, safety, the Cowboys look pretty good and pretty deep. In fact, the linebacker situation may be so deep that the Cowboys might trade a linebacker for a player on one of their positions of need. Now, remember, this is only one game into the exhibition season. We've got 2 more to go. But the personnel department, it's been a long time since they've been working so hard and were so active at this time of the year. But then, it's also been a long time since the Cowboys looked so thin in depth at this time of the year.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, by Star Power, Love Where You Live, and by Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Just Wondering. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, hit follow, and then every weekday, a fresh new episode will be delivered right to you. And should you know other people who might enjoy it, please share it with friends. The executive producer and sometimes on-air talent of Just Wondering is my wife, Mary Dange. The producer is Mike Matern. The technical director is IndyCar Tim Hand from FanStream Sports. We really appreciate your being with us. This is fun to do, and I hope it's fun for you too. And realize that every day, I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.